Fire 716 Radio. Guys, I need you to do me a favor. Follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's Instagram, and that's TikTok at DMP Speaks. Now, let's get into this conversation today. Let's go.
All right, all right. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Speak Out Loud Radio on Fire 716 Radio. Listen, you don't want to miss today. Like I say this every time, but you don't not because I'm here, but because you're here. And we are on Speak Out Loud Radio Show on Fire 716 Radio. Listen, it is a great time to be alive. Why is it a great time to be alive? Because you got breath in your body, you can move around, right? And not only move around, you got purpose. You got things that you got to do. And I want you to do those particular things. So if you don't know who I am, my name is David M. Pinson, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. I am an empowerment speaker. I'm a family restoration specialist. I'm also a life coach and soon to be author. I'm working not just for me and my family, but to help your family grow, to help you as an individual so that your family can grow, so that when your family grows, everybody around them can grow as well. So today's topic is all it takes is one decision. Let me say that one more time. Today we're talking about all it takes is one decision. That one decision that you make for yourself can be a great decision or it can be a detrimental decision. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, again, I need you guys to share it on all my social media platforms. I'm live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please, please, please do me a favor, subscribe to my page on YouTube and follow me on Facebook, both of my pages, and on Instagram at DMP Speaks or I am DMP Speaks. Listen, I'm ready to get into this topic today. Are you ready to get into this topic today? Let's do this together. Let's grow together. So, again, the topic today is all it takes is one decision. So, if we could be honest, sometimes, well, let's be honest, oftentimes we make decisions on the fly, which means we make very quick decisions, right? Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not necessary. There are times that we can make very drastic decisions that outcome, can be good or the outcome can be bad or even terrible. Now, some of us, sometimes we have to decide in seconds because our money is tied up in that decision, our family is tied up in that decision, or our lives is tied up in that decision. Why am I why am I pushing this decision so much? Why am I talking about decisions? Because the decisions that you make, not in this year, but in this day, the decisions that you make today will determine how far you go, not in this just in this year, but in your life. Let me say that one more time. The decisions that you make today will show you how far you will go in your life because it's that serious, everybody. I hope that you get what I'm saying today. It is that serious. And a lot of people, if we could be honest, slow down a little bit. A lot of people have to make decisions, and you should be making these decisions on who you date because you can date the wrong person. And I'm not gonna put myself out there too much, but if I would have made some decisions when it came to relationships with the wrong person, and I'll be honest, I would be miserable. I just like to be honest. They were great, great people, but they just weren't for me. You got to be careful on the decisions that you make and who you spend time with or all your time, or who you date. And you especially got to be careful who you marry. My God. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You've got to be careful on who you spend the rest of your life with. And the reason why I'm talking about this today, because a lot of people have made those decisions not to really pay attention, not to really think it through. If we could be honest, because we're talking about decisions, right? Sometimes you can make a decision because you think, because you guys look great together, that you should get married, and a lot of times you're only going off of what looks good, and versus what's supposed to be in your life, what's supposed to be your future. So you always don't want to go off, oh, she fine, she thick, or he got muscles, he looked great. Are they compatible with you? Because if they're not compatible with your life, if they're not going to make your life better, man, you got to be careful who you put, or who you give your last name to, or who you put your time and trust into. And I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about your life, your spirit, your mind, your thought, your body. So it's that decision that we're talking about. You have to be very careful. Another example of making sure you make the right decisions. Sometimes we can be slow, or we move too slow and miss out on great opportunities for the right person, for that man, for that woman, right? Or that job, or that opportunity, whatever that opportunity is. We can really miss out on those opportunities because we didn't make decision, because we 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 took too much time. Have you ever done that? Have you took too much time to do the things that needs to be done, and you missed the opportunity because you dragged your feet? I've been there. I've had opportunities. I'm a musician. I'm a drummer. I had an opportunity to play somewhere, and I didn't do it because I wanted more money. But it was the opportunity to play. It was for a big name. This is several years ago, and I missed out. And I think about that now. I'm like, man, I missed out on that opportunity because it was the decision that I made because I wanted more money. I wanted this and I wanted that to be this and that. But sometimes you don't want to make a decision to get the big head, because I had the big head. And because I had the big head, I missed out on the opportunity. So what I'm saying to you is, sometimes when we supposed to make the decision to make that move, to move, right? To make that move to get the better job, to start the career, or to start the business. We don't do it because we're afraid to make that decision. Now, because you made that decision, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's going to bring some more problems. It's going to bring problems. Any decision, good or bad. And you might say, what does that mean? I don't understand that, DMP Speaks. So let me explain this to you. Even when you make a good decision, what happens after you make a good decision? Distractions. I won't even call it the enemy or the devil all the time. It's just life. Adversities happen, problems happen that you don't even see coming. But just know, when you make the right decision because you took the time to really think about it and you make that conscious decision, everything will work out in your favor. I believe that. And that's why I'm speaking on it today. So just to reiterate, if you're just coming in to the radio station or my platforms, the title of my session tonight, or not tonight, this evening, is Decisions. All it takes is one decision. So I want you to share this with someone and let them know now that I'm on, and we're live, and we're going through. We're going through this session, and we're doing it together. So let's get back into this. See, when you make decisions without thinking, it can damage your future. Let me say it again. Let me say it a little slower. When you make bad decisions, unconscious decisions, when you're indecisive and you allow other things to make the decisions for you, it can damage your whole future. How can it damage your whole future, DMP Speaks? I'm going to tell you. When you are not thinking things through and you're just doing what you want to do, you're going off of your own emotion, you're going off of your own thought, then there's consequences for those actions. There's consequences for the things that you do. So we always have to be very careful on what we say and what we do, because that is who we are. We have to be conscious of where we go. We have to be conscious of who we give our time to, we give our life to. We got to be conscious of what we do in the next 4 or 5 years. We got to be conscious of where we are, where we're going now. Again, you can, here's another example of making bad decisions. Not only can you date somebody that's wrong, not only can you marry that somebody's wrong, you also can marry and have, or not marry, but have a child or children with the wrong person. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. You want to be careful who you spend your time with and who you open your life up to, or when you decide to make other humans, as they say, but other children, you gotta be careful. You want to be very, very careful, because it could damage you. A lot of people have gotten married just because their friend got married. And he said, well, because they made a decision, I need to hurry up and do that. Or my friend had a baby, I need to go have a baby. You got to be careful. For instance, I'll give you an example. Give you another example. So I work with young men every day. I work with young men that are on probation. Okay. I try to help them find jobs. I try to help them just find their way. Right. Um, I try to really tell these young men to be careful with the decisions, who they associate themselves with before it's too late. But a lot of them have already made those decisions to hang out with those particular youth and found themselves not only on probation, but in jail, in prison, not being able to see their mother, not be able to see their father, because of that one decision, that they made. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, because some of our youth, they just have this attitude. It's just me. I'm gonna do my thing, but doing your thing has consequences. Doing your thing can be detrimental to your life. Doing your thing can have you locked up and not seeing your family for a while, because it happens. When you make that one decision to steal, when you make that one decision to rob someone, when you make that decision to steal cars, we know we have that in Buffalo. Let's just keep it 100. Or that decision to break in the bank, or to break in the store, or to break in the house. And if you get caught, 9 times out of 10, because of that decision that you made, because you didn't care, or they say they care, but they weren't consciously thinking at that time, it can really take your life away. So I want to give you this thing. I was at the barbershop yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I had took my son so he can get his hair cut. So we were sitting with my barber, and we were talking about decision. This is where the idea for the show topic came up today. So my barber was telling my son, he wasn't paying attention at first. He wasn't being rude, but you know how these young people are sometimes. They just be on social media, they don't be paying attention that you like literally talking to him. So he was telling him like, hey man, I'm talking to you. He put his phone down. He gave him a story about his own particular brother, and how this brother had scholarships. He's an amazing basketball player at that time. He had scholarships to some really, really good HSBCUs and some other schools. I think it was Buffalo, I think Syracuse, some other really good basketball programs. So he had it. He had the hops, he had the dribble, he had all of it. But because he made a decision to spend his time with this one particular young lady, they had got into a verbal altercation, and then from that verbal altercation became a physical altercation, where the result came in that he got stabbed, unfortunately, from this young lady. Now, he survived, thank God, but because of the decision to spend time with her, he lost all of his scholarships. And not only did he lose all of his scholarships, he had to recuperate, so he could not play for a while. Now he's doing well, thank God. Well, imagine who he could have been if he would have made that one decision to not be with this young lady. He probably saw some of the signs. He probably saw there's something going on, but sometimes we just look at the exterior. I've been there before, fellas. I've been there before. You look at the exterior and you kind of just bypass everything else. But he said that his brother wished he would have just paid attention to the signs, and he just wished he would have just made that one decision not to be with her, for focus on school. And I'm not never telling anybody not to have a relationship, but when you're that young, you about 16, 17, 18, 19, and you have this gift and everybody see it, sometimes people don't want you to leave them, right? And they want you to be with them and them only. And you got to be careful with spending that time or making that decision to spend time with that person. But again, why am I saying all this? Young men, be careful who you spend your time with in making that decision. Young ladies, again, be careful who you spend that time with, who you give your body to. Because that one decision, young man, that one decision, young lady, could ruin your life. So this is just an encouragement, but it's a wake-up call. Okay. So it's very, very important. So I want to pause here. Because I don't want to go through, I went over my time a little bit. I want to know, how are you enjoying the show? I want to know how you're doing it, but I need you guys to do me a big favor. I need you to go download, tell your mama, tell your friend, tell your sister, tell your coworker, download the Fire 716 app at your app store or Android. You do not want to miss these great sessions that we have, not just mine, but we have some very powerful speakers. We have different shows, the morning show with Big Frank and the crew. You do not want to miss this. You don't want to miss it. Fire 716 Radio. We are, as they say, we've taken over for 99 and 2000. We are not taking just over Niagara Falls, but we are empowering Western New York and abroad. So please download the Fire 716 app. Also, with this topic today, all it takes is one decision. I want you to call in right now. I want you to call in 716-299-0013. I want to give you that number one more time for the right time. 716-399. Sorry, I said it wrong. 716-299. It's a new number. 0013. You know, I'm a little older than which I really think. So I just want to put that out there. So the number is 716-299-0013. No extension. I want you to call in to the show because we're going to take my show to another level. And I just don't want to just talk to you or talk at you. I want to talk to you. I want you to know that I'm not just here to just give information and leave. I want to empower you. I don't want to just motivate you. I want to empower you to be better. So that number again is 716-299-0013. And I want you to give me a call. Listen, it is so great to spend time with you all, but I want to do a quick recap, and then I want to give you a little bit more information before we end the show. So again, the topic today was all it takes is one decision. All it takes is one decision. That one decision can either be a good decision or it can be a bad decision. We have to be careful who we date when we're making these decisions, who we marry, who we have children with, who we spend most of our time with, who we associate ourselves with. But sometimes not making those decisions when it's a good thing, sometimes we can be too scared. We could be too nervous to make it. We could have too much anxiety in our lives when we have the opportunity to move up to another level in our lives, to see certain things that we weren't able to see before, do some things that we have never been able to do before. I want you to know you can't be afraid. I know people are very nervous. Some people are nervous to speak. some people are nervous to coach, and you got a coaching heart, and you got this huge heart, and you got all of these gifts, you got all of these talents, but you're afraid. But you got to make a decision that even though you might be afraid and you might not know how to start, all you got to do is start. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is just start. Now, why did I title this "All It Takes Is One Decision"? We talked about the negative, what can happen with making that one decision that can be detrimental. But I want to talk to you just for the last few moments of this radio show about making decisions that will change your life for the better. You got to be confident in yourself enough to make the decisions that's going to change the trajectory of your life, that's going to better your life. Young people in your 20s, in your 30s, whoever you are in your 40s or 50s that are listening to this radio show today, I want you to start betting on you. I'm going to say it one more time. I want you to start betting on you. When is the last time you betted on yourself? You bet on everybody else, which is wonderful because you have that heart of gold. But when are you going to start betting on yourself? When are you going to decide to say, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to stop being indecisive. I'm going to make a decision today that I'm going to start school. I'm going to literally get on the laptop. I'm going to get on my phone and I'm going to apply for school, or I'm going to apply for that job, or I'm going to find true love, not just love, true love. I'm going to have a healthy relationship with my family. I'm going to have a healthy relationship. I'm going to make a decision. So many people are telling me I need to go and I need to leave, but I'm making the decision. I love my husband enough. I love my wife enough that I'm going to make a decision that we're going to work this out. I love my kids enough. They drive me crazy. They drive me crazy, but I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to do all that I can to put my family back together. You can do this. Maybe you haven't heard this a lot in your life. Maybe you don't hear that or hear this enough, but you can do this. All you got to do is take one decision. I'm going to tell you the truth. I started my business out in 2014. Now it's 2023. You might say, man, why did it take you so long? Well, it was development because I needed to develop myself. And I'm not afraid to say that. I had to develop me. So I made a decision one day. I remember it was a Saturday. I was at a conference and I asked the speaker, how did you start your business? And you know what he said to me? Simple as this. Just start. I just started. I'm looking at him like, you just spoke for 45 minutes. And this is all you're going to give me to go ahead and start? But guess what? That's all it took. All it took was one decision. And look where I'm at right now. And I prayed for this. I'm not trying to get all spiritual, but I prayed for this. I said, Lord, I made a decision. I want to get on radio. I want to write a book. I want to be that businessman. I want this. I want that. Because I know what was inside of me and I did it. So what am I saying as I close? All it takes is one decision. All it takes is one decision for your family. Saying we're tired. You're tired of how things are in your household. You're tired of feeling the way that you're feeling as a parent. You're tired of feeling the way that you're feeling as an individual, and you want better. You want better for not just for you, but your family. You want to see things turn around. I want things to turn around for you as well. So this is how you do it. I want you to take the decision today to say, I want to change. I'm taking this decision today and saying, how I've been living, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want help. I need help. I need a coach. And I would love to be your coach. I would love to help you, and I would love to help your family get to a place that you are communicating the best that you ever have, the best way that you ever could. I want you to do me a favor. I want on all my social media platforms, if you are ready today to make a change, and you're saying, hey, I'm ready to get coached. I'm ready to get the information that I need so I can grow and my family can grow. I want you to click on my bio and I want you to click on there and get more information, or you can inbox me at dmpspeaks at gmail.com. Again, that's DMP in the word speaks at gmail.com. And again, or click the bio for more information. But I'm here to help you. Listen, thank you guys so much for this time. I hope that you guys enjoyed today. And as always, I want you to become the best version that you can be. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That's because that's what it takes, being the best version that you can be. Until then, everybody, I want you all to have a great, great day.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much for spending time with me on Speak Out Loud. I hope that I inspired you, motivated you, and I want to help you become the best version that you can be. Please follow me on all my social media outlets: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, at DMP Speaks. But I want you guys to have a wonderful and amazing day. Let's go get it, y'all.
Unfortunately, African Americans are 30% more likely to die from heart disease than non-Hispanic whites, according to the U.S. Department of Health Services. My name is Fatima Matthews, and I am a congestive heart failure patient. I am taking my life-changing experience of having died on the table and being revived to help educate others on the topic of heart health. And I am inviting you to attend my luncheon on February 18th at 11 a.m. at the Underground Railroad Heritage Center right here in Niagara Falls, New York. I will be speaking, and I will be joined by Dr. Ephraim Chaudhry of Trinity Health Group, Dr. Jeffrey Alexis from the University of Rochester Strawn Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Mike, a diversity, equity, and inclusion specialist at Independent Health. I am looking forward to seeing you at the luncheon on February 18th at 11 a.m. at the Underground Railroad Museum located at 825 Depot Avenue in Niagara Falls, New York. Tickets can be purchased at Eventbrite. Search Annual Strong Heart to Soul Luncheon. I can't wait to see you there.
40-year-old Dan Moore suffers from a mysterious